Figured I'd do a quick little video here. Now that the drivetrain's not in the truck and the cab is back on and stuff. Show you how I did my motor mounts and everything for the Cadillac 500. Now, I've done them a couple different ways in these four-wheel drive square bodies. But let's see. Alright, you can see over by the shifter there where I cut a little bit off to clear the valve cover. And I could have done a neater job, and I probably will clean it up, but I also, let's see if I can get over here. This was done 25 years ago or something. So I basically put this motor in place and never took it back out. Most people take them in and out 3-4 times fitting things. This was a driver. Let me get in here a little bit. So, here we go, that's better. You can see right here where I cut this at the time. Now I might actually take and slice this right here, move all this stuff a little bit, put the lip back on, make it look a little more factory. And then we got right here, this used to come out to about here and went straight across. So this has been all reshaped a little bit for around the head. I didn't do that on my last truck. I brought the engine ahead a little bit on that truck. This one I actually had the Chevy tranny in it at the time, and I used the factory transmission location. I actually had a bar right across the frame, held the transmission exact angle and everything it went in, so I didn't alter angles at all. And so the engine's a little further back against the firewall than my last swap. Over here, I just reshaped the firewall a little bit right there. Not super necessary. That's basically just for the wiring. The corrugated plastic stuff around the wiring was rubbing the lip, and I don't want to hit a sharp edge with it. So that's not really a huge deal. And these are my motor mounts. So you can see, boy, this is getting filthy out here. This is the original 2 holes that these bolts went to. One was a small block truck. And this bolt here was actually over here, and that one was right there. But because these stainless brake lines I'm putting in, I actually used this hole for the brake line because the adapter didn't fit. This hole was too big for it. Stupid. It was all sloppy in the hole, so I just re-drilled that hole. I actually tapped it right into the frame. But anyway, you can see these mounts have been totally moved position. This cross member was brought forward. These were all brought forward. The heights and everything were altered. It was cut apart across here, reshaped. I don't know if I call it shaped, but changed the heights with this pad and stuff, and re-drilled these into this cross member. Same thing over here. This was cut over here. This was all redone to fit these. You can see here where it's notched for the oil filter. And on this side, the cross member was flattened a little bit to bring the mount down flat to it. And similarly, this was recut and shaped to drop the mount in the right position. So this has been recut and welded. Obviously those are rebolted in different spots. And same thing over here. This was just altered. They've just been altered a little bit. So these tabs were added in move position so they could bolt in the frame here instead of over here. These bolts were added. So it's basically just sliding the saddle ahead, putting the mounts where you want. And then I put a slot on this side. I use a big thick washer inside there. There's the original hole. On this side, it just has this slightly rounded hole, oblong a little bit. If you look carefully here, you can see where this has been all beat down at one time, re-welded in there and flattened out because there used to be a bump sticking out, just so the mount sits flat. And it's nice that I can put the driver's side right in, and you got plenty of room for the bolt to come through here and settle the engine in the exact angle you want, instead of fighting trying to get two tiny holes in those stud bolts. And I moved the rear cross member because that was moved for a different transmission though, because this was a turbo 350 truck and I put a 400 with a 205 case, but that's just sliding cross members. That's no biggie. But that's basically how this frame was done. Like I said, you could do them all different ways. Right now it's got, I put new fuel lines on this one. So I did all stainless fuel lines. I put them on the driver's side, seeing how the pump is on the driver's side. I put push lock connect ends on here in case they ever want to run an electric pump. And there's all the gas lines I made, all stainless gas lines. And that's about it. I mean, you can see I still got to put a different bolt in there, but this is all just tacked in place for now. Nothing's really permanent. Well, it's staying there, but it's not like tightened up. A few of them are. But you always got to go over all the bolts in these restorations. But yeah, that's all I did to the firewall, and that's all I did to the frame. I said you could do them different ways. You can run slider plates on them. The last one I moved motor mounts similar to this one, but I moved the motor where I wanted to instead of going the original location, the small block. So there you go. That's how this one was done. I'll have more video of it once the motor's back in it eventually. It's still sitting on the stand over there. I got to find a good training guy, transfer case guy to take care of that stuff so I can re-gasket the motor, put it back in. It was rebuilt a long time ago. It doesn't have hardly any miles on it. I put that in, like I said, 25 years ago, but if I has 20,000 miles, I'd be surprised. I just want to re-gasket it up. But around here, transmission transfer case people, forget it. Can't find anybody good anymore. Anyway, once that's back in, I'll get another video.